Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, that means you, Max. We welcome you to our 36th episode of Film Banter, the bantering of film, the appreciation of cinema, the beloved love of movies, etc. My name is Darrell K. Smith. I introduce my co-host this evening, the infamous, the Lord of the miserable urban community. He is, in fact,
the slumlord.
The slumlord! Here he comes! Come shaking your boots, you little whimpering shit!
I am the slumlord, and I appreciate the warm welcome.
I welcome you with less than open arms, but arms nevertheless.
I am very happy and satisfied to be co-hosting this evening's program with you.
Well, we're very happy to have you.
I have come from Camden, where I threw out about 74 families from their homes because, after all, I am the slumlord.
Bravo!
I do not like families, and therefore they will be evicted under my command.
Mr. Trump will be proud.
He would be. You know, I did vote for him once, and I hope it goes well.
I'm not surprised, actually. That's the way it is.
I do have to say that, though, I am willing to put my profession aside and discuss cinema because that is the one thing in life that gives me pause, and I do enjoy watching films, good and bad, and I judge them according to merit.
Dude,
Shall we begin?
Dude, you're on the right show. Because that's what we love here, is we love movies.
As do I.
Now, Mr. Slumlord,
yes,
in
sir.
your travels, do you get to actually see a lot of films? I mean, you're throwing families out of their home.
Well,
you're evicting, you're finding dead people all over the place.
The good thing about me is that I have a lot of time, and evicting people often does not take too much time. I have minions that do help me.
I guess that's true.
I do oversee things from a throne. I have a throne that is pushed into neighborhoods. It rides on a dumpster. And I just command my minions to do my bidding. And I often watch films on a tablet. I can evict and watch at the same time.
Oh, that's wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, I want a brief round of applause out there for the incredible...
People of Earth.
I am honored to co-host when Mr. Christopher Picard is on sabbatical.
He is indeed.
So I do appreciate you letting me fill in. I have been emailing you and hoping for a spot. Thank you for allowing that to occur tonight.
The rectal probing that Mr. Picard is going through at the moment due to his... apparently he had some kind of an issue with his hemorrhoids and so forth, so he has taken the evening off.
It is a shame. The poor man suffers.
Wonderful.
The poor man suffers.
You know, and
I reap the benefits.
Exactly.
I'm very happy.
I hear he has a great deal of trouble sitting down.
He does,
so,
and you know, there are times when
that was after his stint in prison, also. Where
he did some things as a
he
young
had a
man.
very difficult time.
That lent him
sitting
in the slammer.
Precisely so.
Now, have you served time?
I've never served time. No,
well,
I've been a good boy. I've been a good boy.
But let us commence. The slumlord has spoken. We will begin the show.
Very good indeed, sir. Well, all right. We are Film Banter. This is episode number 36.
36 episodes, not too
We do have
shabby.
the illustrious slumlord with us tonight.
I am the slumlord.
He is the lord of the slum.
What I do is I evict people from their homes. I go to Camden and neighborhoods that need a house, and I throw them out because I'm the slumlord. I don't know what else to do.
It's so true. It's so true.
But I watch cinema. The beauty of it is I watch film too.
And you love it?
I do. I get to watch it from my throne. I watch it on my tablet, on my phone. I can evict and watch at the same time.
I think it's
I
illustriously
multitask. I'm a multitasker.
I think it's spectacular, sir. Well, we have a great show for you tonight. We have about 10 illustrious films, including Baywatch, also including The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dead Man's Chest. I love anything with the title of dead.
Very good. I went with a hooker once, and she had a dead man's chest, which was rather pathetic viewpoint of her own pedestrian person. But all right, let us begin the show. We're going to start today. This is our episode 36. We're going to start with a great little British film that I am most appreciative to have gotten the slumlord to watch, which is called This Beautiful Fantastic. This is a British film that stars Tom Wilkinson and an illustrious young woman who is the feature of this film. Do you know her name offhand?
I will be perfectly honest with you. I forgot to write it down.
All right, well, we won't tell anybody because, look, how can you write anything with these stick
You know,
fingers?
out of all the benefits of my life, writing is not one of them. I have a lot of problems. Usually what I do is I just stab a man in the throat, and I use my finger as if it was a feather pen,
Ooh, that
and I
sounds-
dip it into his jugular, and I write the old-fashioned way.
Very painful.
I don't have much of a choice other than
Ooh.
to do that.
Ooh, that seems painful.
Well, for him, but for me, it gives me great pleasure.
Well, I hope you don't get angry at me during the
No, you amuse me, sir.
Oh, good. Well, that's good. I'm glad to know.
And you don't live in a slum, so I have no
Something
issues
amuses
with you.
All right, well, that's wonderful. Well, all right, so we have a film called This Beautiful Fantastic.
We do.
It was written on the list as This Beautiful Everything, but that is not the title. It is
called
This
Fantastic.
Beautiful Fantastic. It's the story of a young woman. She moves to a country home, and she's been living there apparently for a little bit of time, but she's now going to be evicted. So she has to incorporate the help of the curmudgeon neighbor next door. See, we've just been shut down again. So this time,
Played by Tom Wilkinson, correct?
Precisely so. So you know what? I say we just do this.
That's fine with me. I like
Yeah,
that.
me
That's
too.
better.
All right, so there we go. And yes, Tom Wilkinson is in this film along with this very beautiful young woman. And I just think she's wonderful. I truly do. Indeed.
She was fantastic.
She truly was beautiful and fantastic. She was the essence of this film. She was the heart, the soul, and her beauty astounded. I loved her.
She was a fantastic actress. I meant to write her name down. My apologies for not bringing it with me, but
I can look her up if you'd
that
like.
would be nice. Can you
We
use
could.
your phone because you'll never be able to get.
Then it's hard for me to get badumps.
Well, then we will have to look up her name afterwards.
Can we look her up on your phone?
Well, you have to get into my phone.
Okay, you don't want to give me your thing.
It's going to be too complicated because it's.
Okay. Well, she has a name, and
I hope she does.
She's a beautiful woman, and
She
but
commands
anyway,
the screen, I think.
she really does. I think it's a kind of a little bit of a magical film for me, and that's why I wanted you to watch it so much.
I would agree with you.
It really had a heart. It had a soul. I thought the ending was a little bit predictable.
It was.
One of the characters is older. You kind of feel that he's getting
well,
sick.
let's not get
and
into it for
I
the
know,
audience.
but I was disappointed in that because I said to myself about 15 minutes before the end, I said, "Gee, I hope that doesn't happen."
I know.
And sure enough,
Well,
it happened.
unfortunately, with a lot of films, characters have things happen to them that we always can foresee, and so therefore we must accept it. But I think the merit of this film outweighs the problems.
I agree.
And the title itself speaks for how wonderful the film is.
I'm so glad you liked it.
I really enjoyed it.
I'm so glad you liked it.
It was a heartwarming film.
It
It
was.
was a film that you can watch with your entire family.
Exactly.
It was a film that anybody could enjoy if you have a heart. And I don't have a heart, but I was
Right.
able to still enjoy it.
Well, I don't know how
It
that's
was
possible.
very good.
But,
Well,
guess...
you know, I borrowed one for the time of the viewing.
Oh, did you?
I found a rat, and I took it right out of his chest, and I held it close to mine, and I was able to feel while watching this film.
Well, I think that's touching.
You know, yes.
Not good for the rat, but it was
There
touching.
are a dime a dozen in my slums.
You know, I bet they are too.
Oh, they really are.
but-
I consider them tenants. I charge them.
I bet they're your pets too.
Well, they also are, and I also eat them.
Well, that's a grim scenario.
It
I
is,
thought,
but
but anyway, we
beautiful film
definitely
is
like.
wonderful. I highly
I'm
recommend
so
this
glad you
film.
liked it. I really am. I wanted you to see it, and I was going to review it last week, but
I'm happy you
changed my
waited.
mind because I wanted to wait for you to see it because
I
I thought it was
appreciate
so
it.
worth mentioning.
I agree.
thought it was such a good little. It's a 90-minute film. It goes by quick.
It does.
It's just a charmer.
And I
it's
think
a
that
charmer.
she-
Gets under your skin and just makes you.
She steals the movie.
She is.
It is a star-making performance.
It really
Her
is.
character also is afflicted with obsessive-compulsive disorder.
Correct.
I can relate to that in some extent, and
Obviously so.
I obsessively evict people, but I understand that it is out of my control. I can't do anything.
There's nothing you can do.
And her character you just fall in love with her while you watch the film, and
Absolutely.
and you root for her, and it's just a wonderful little British film. I really hope that our viewers will seek it out.
And it's just so wonderful also the way people come together to help her.
I agree.
And
we forgot to mention the main crux of the story is that she has to maintain a garden that is outside of the home she's renting. And that is part of the reason she's going to be evicted, because she ignored the garden.
No, the garden.
The garden.
Oh, I thought
the
you
garden.
said the guardian.
No, the garden. The garden. I said
yes,
garden.
Yes.
And it's very important to Tom Wilkinson's character
Absolutely.
to have a beautiful garden to look at.
Right, and there's a cook between them who kind of fluctuates.
Oh, that's funny. That was a funny little
very,
exchange.
very funny little thing. It's a great little movie. I hope you all can get to it. And hey, might as well do this here.
I guess we have no choice.
Yeah, what the hell? Anyway, forgive my my bantering of mind there as I go elsewhere. So anyway,
Shall we move on?
We both give this film a big yes.
I say yes.
I say yes.
Yes.
Also, I really
Wholeheartedly.
do. I just thought it was
a thumbs up, if you will.
It was a big finger up for me. 2 fingers up. I loved it. I really did.
It's nice to see movies like this once in a while, like Gifted, like we've discussed
Just
on this
charming
program.
little movie.
I saw you guys discussed
true,
it.
True. But last week we saw a little British. Gem. What was it? Was it last week or the week before?
Are you talking about yours and Christopher's review of Their Finest?
Yes.
That was a nice little British film
Correct.
also.
It was just something about that film
Oh,
that
yes.
got me. I was so enamored with Their Finest.
Another wonderful leading performance by a woman.
Absolutely true, and it got me to watch this film.
Yes.
Just because I knew it was a British film, I knew that there was a female star, and I just had a very strong, good feeling about it. So, okay.
It was very good.
Big yes from the
Big
both
yes
of us.
from me as well.
And once again, it's called This Beautiful Fantastic. Just a wonderful little piece of fluff there, but just totally worth it. I'm going to move right into now a film called A Cure for Wellness.
From a few months back, if I'm
Correct,
mistaken.
it is. It's just coming out on video this very day.
Wonderful.
We're filming this on May 30th.
Correct.
Here in the year of 2017. Our Lord and Dark Lord of the Slums. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. A brief round of applause
Thank
for
you.
our illustrious slumlord here.
I'm very appreciative of the
Yes,
support.
indeed.
I'm glad you watched this film. I've seen this film myself.
I know you have. Okay, my review of this film is, I must be quite frank. Now, the boy who is in this film, what is his name?
His name is Dane DeHaan.
Very good. And he's also coming up in a film. Say that again, Dane DeHaan.
Dane DeHaan.
Oh, very good.
He's in a film called Valerian.
He is coming out very shortly, and
Luc
it does look
Besson
like
directed that film.
absolutely. It kind of is a 12th element or whatever.
Fifth Element, yes.
Fifth Element, kind of almost an
Very
updated, modernistic sci-fi movie coming out later on in the summer. I believe July. It's coming out.
I believe so.
Okay, A Cure for Wellness. I gotta be honest. This is a beautiful, magnificent production. A lot of money went into this.
It looks wonderful.
But you cannot disguise that this is simply a very small, barely a horror film. It's just a very small, plotted film in a big, lavish dress.
I agree.
It's not, is it a great film? By no means.
No, it's not.
It's really just a minute little story that could, I think it suffers from the overproduction. I think it suffers from all the, I did like some of the aspects of it, but towards the end there, we actually have a particular scene, and we see it constantly as the people upstairs are all celebrating. Now, let me get into the basic gist of what this film is. A man is in a corporation back in the States. He disappears. His company now sends a young man to go find him out in the Swiss Alps. He's at a health spa. So we go to this spa. We find out now that the people that have been at this spa have been there for a very long time. They never leave, in fact. And there's a young girl who is there with her doctor/father, and she's been there a long, long time, as they have both. Now, we now find out that there's, very quickly into the film, we find out that there's something in the water that may be keeping them there, that these people are really getting sicker and sicker. And as I say, this, it's a nice little thriller of a movie. It's 2 hours and 16 minutes long. There's 15 minutes.
I don't recall it being that long. Is it really that long?
It's 2 hours and 30 minutes, but it ended at 2:16.
Ah.
So we have literally 14 minutes of credits at the end of this.
Obviously, they could have trimmed the hell out of this film.
Absolutely true. There was also a scene where the kid goes into town with the little girl and so
Oh, they
forth.
go to the tavern
Just
and they
complete waste
tussle
of
with the
time.
locals.
Complete waste of time. I thought that was just a detour.
It was
of
unnecessary.
Unnecessary. But the little girl in this film is wonderful.
She's quite
I
good.
thought she was very, very good. And her father, of course, is played by a man from
Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs, who
Who's been in many films.
We just saw him as the doctor who takes our
He's in the OA.
Kidnaps our girl
The
in
Netflix
the OA.
program, the OA, he's in that. He was the villain in the Mel Gibson film, The Patriot.
Oh, that's
And
right.
most
Oh, God,
notably,
yes.
he was Malfoy, the father Malfoy in the Harry Potter films.
Oh, my God. So he's always playing an evil guy,
Pretty much
basically.
typecast as a villain, but he does it well.
You know, it's a shame because he's a good-looking human being.
is
He
very
could
good.
certainly be a leading man. I think he could have been in not something like Beauty and the Beast, where I'm talking about the character that what's his name is in love with, Alf Balfont or whatever. It's not important, neither here nor there. But no, he's very fine. However, this movie, for me, it's just a very small little plot that is dressed up beyond its means. I can't really recommend it. I got to give this film a no. Even though I enjoyed the film, I can't really recommend it on a generalized basis. Can you? I mean, do you?
Well, I'm recalling my thoughts on this film, and I agree with you for the most part. I loved the production value. I thought
Yeah,
it was
it's
very
beautiful
well
looking.
directed.
Beautiful.
A beautiful looking film. And
Beautiful.
for somebody to run out to see it, I have to say no. But if it's on HBO, I say yes.
Absolutely true. It's a home film. That's a
Don't run out to see
great
it.
clarification. To see it at the theater.
I think it's worth to see once.
Yeah, you're going to be disappointed in the theater.
Well, luckily now all they have a choice is to
Very
watch it on
true.
video.
It's only just comes out on video this very day, so it is on Blu-ray, probably on demand. But beautiful production, directed by Mr.
Gore Verbinski.
Who
did
directed
the first three Pirates films.
Pirates of the Caribbean
many other
films,
movies.
And many other films, too. He's a fine director.
He is good.
He's obviously got a lot of money attached to him, so production values on this film are top notch. Outside of it. As I was going to say before, there's a scene towards the end where we have a lot of people dancing around in these big white
It's a
gowns
beautiful
and
dancing
dressing.
scene.
Well, we cut to that scene maybe 5 times
I know.
while there's debauchery going
I
down in
do.
the basement and so forth. And can you breathe all right, sir?
Yes, sometimes the bones in my throat get clogged, but it's good.
Well, being dead has to be a
Well, you
inhibiting
know,
factor.
It's not all that it's cracked up to
You
be.
know, it really
all that's
isn't.
really cracking are my bones.
And the bones are cracking. Hey, there
You're very
you
good
go.
with that.
Well, thank you so much, sir. All right, so we're going to move on.
Let's move on.
I'm going to give a cure for wellness. I'm going to say a no with a possible yes, as Mr. Slumlord has said here. On your local TV, I think it's going to look fine.
I think
but
it'll be fine.
At the theater, although it is a big screen film,
It is.
it really demands the big screen. I didn't love the kid so much. I thought he was
No,
okay. I thought he was a little miscast. He was just a little too.
He was kind of one note blah.
No, he
did
had
a good job, but
he
his
had
character-
moments. No, he was angry all the time because he was trying to find the man who's been kidnapped, basically.
But there wasn't much more than anger and angst.
The only time
But that's in the writing and the directing.
There
That's
you
his
go.
fault.
The only time that I felt a little creeped out, and this was a good creep out scene, was when we walk into a room and there are literal giant test tubes filled with
creepy.
like a formaldehyde fluid, and we see all these these
Indeed.
naked people are all in these things. That to me was maybe the creepiest scene in the film, and yet the buildup of plot and just the way the film kind of ran its course, I felt nothing scary
I know
about
what you're
this.
saying.
Ever,
Well,
not
I
a
wasn't
moment
scared
of
at all.
terror, no moments of fear,
Nothing
nothing.
scares me.
Absolutely the truth. I guess nothing should.
Nothing
well,
should.
I think you're
Except
in the...
a wealthy tenant.
There you go.
I
But
only
I'm-
want slum dwellers.
I got you there, my son.
What should we discuss as our third feature?
I think we're going to go into the latest Pirates of the Caribbean film.
I thought we were doing something else. Number 3.
No. Oh, I'm terribly
forgetting
sorry.
a big film
Oh,
here.
my God. Yeah, we have a film called Raw.
We have a French film called Raw.
And it looks like you've been eaten down to the bone there. So
I have. Well,
apparently your
it-
flesh has left you.
I ate the last bit of it about 6 weeks ago.
It's probably
I was
just as
I
bad.
was renting a coffin in Lodi, New Jersey, behind a diner, and I ran out of funds to purchase another meal, so I had to chew on the remaining skin that was left on my tibia.
Oh, that's horrible.
It was awful. I longed
so
for a
sorry.
corn muffin, but
You
it
know,
just didn't happen.
I would have given you a few bucks to go.
Well,
into,
if I knew you were available,
you could have.
you don't answer my emails. We
What
know
I-
it took me 16 weeks to get on this show.
I always answer your emails, sir.
You do? Where
I
are they?
always do. Or your texts. I'm right there with you all the time.
Oh, I don't
I'm
know
your
about
biggest
that.
fan.
Are
No,
you
it's
really?
absolutely true.
I must revisit. Oh, you know what? I think you were using my other cell phone, but that is another matter.
Very possible.
We are digressing from the point. We are
All right.
discussing a French film called Raw.
Raw.
And the premise of this film is pretty simple, really. A young girl goes to university to become a vet. It is a veterinarian school. She and her family are vegetarians. And as she begins the hazing process that goes on at this school by all the older upperclassmen, she suddenly starts to crave human flesh. And that is where the film goes. It becomes a carnivorous fest of gross out scenes that I felt was compelling yet overhyped.
Okay.
The marketing of this film was saying that people were throwing up in the aisles at movie theaters and at screenings at film festivals, but maybe
Is
that
that
just
right?
speaks
Yeah.
to my dark heart that I didn't get affected as much as I thought I would. But,
Yeah.
however, I found this to be a very effective film. I enjoyed it. I thought that some of the scenes were truly gross.
They truly were.
It
No
was-
question about it.
It was a very interesting concept for a film.
It was. I totally agree with
I
you.
liked some of the big lavish parties that she's attending, and
Oh.
people are drinking and dancing nude,
A lot
and
of
they're taking
nude.
drugs.
A lot
and
of. This was a French film in
very
every
French.
respect.
I did not like that the main character had armpit hair. I do not abide by that
Well, that's
at
a
all.
French. That's a French.
But
thing,
it is
you know.
very
A lot
French.
of French girls have leg hair and
Oh,
armpit
yes,
hair.
they do.
I dated a dancer once.
You did, really?
I did indeed.
Tell me all
and
about
she
it.
used to have leg hair and armpit hair, and she just said, "Why bother?" You know, I'm mostly wearing dresses and so forth, and so. However, I then got her to shave
Well, I congratulate
various
you on that.
spots that I wanted her to shave. And
I think
no,
that's
I'm not
something that
talking.
any man would
No,
do.
I'm not talking about the old Brazilian deluxe. There, I'm talking about just her leg hair and her armpit
And
hair.
armpit hair.
Yeah, because we would go out and she wears short sleeve shirts. And
That's
so
the least she could
it's
do.
neither here nor there. But let's get to the crux of this film, if I may, of Raw.
Please do.
And I love the fact that this is based on a family that are obsessive, compulsive vegetarians.
Very much
Just
so.
the thought of eating meat to them. This young girl who does go on to the veterinarian school, she accidentally at the very beginning of the film eats a piece of meat and has a revolting.
Well, she's pressured to do it by her
vomitation.
sister.
No. I'm talking about in the beginning of the film when she's out with mom and dad. They're at a diner. She's
Oh, yes,
getting
the
a mashed
meat. Yes,
potato.
yes, I recall.
There's a piece of meat in the mashed
I
potatoes,
remember.
and she begins to have this horrible
Yes.
reaction.
Yes.
So through this hazing process, where she's now being inducted as basically a rookie with all the other freshmen at the
Correct.
college, they have to go through this rather rigorous and horrifying. These tests and so forth. They're just constantly covered in blood, and there's a horrible scene where a horse's blood is completely drained.
What was that?
I just had chili for lunch, so I'm terribly sorry.
I'm glad I don't have any
No,
nostrils.
wait just a moment. Let me just get it all out. So, oh gosh, hey, burrito, refried beans. Oh.
Just because I'm dead doesn't mean I don't have feelings. I don't want to be around your gas.
Yeah, but you have no sense of smell, so what do you care?
But I'm remembering when I was alive what it was like to experience other
Well,
people's
that's
gas.
probably true.
But I forgive it once.
All right, very well.
Continue on your review.
During this hazing process, but there's some animal scenes involving animals
There are.
that are just horrifying. Now, I was told by a friend of mine who is normally in your chair.
Mr.
His name is
Chris.
Chris Picard. He's my humble
I
co-host.
know him well.
One of my dear friends of all time.
I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Oh, very good. Well, okay.
He has a lovely wife to be and a little stepson to be.
All right. Well, very good
But
indeed.
that's beside the point.
That is beside
What
the
were you
point.
saying?
I don't remember anymore.
He was
But,
telling about animal cruelty.
Oh yes, animal cruelty. There's a scene where they do some dog dissection, and these
Was
are
it
dead
gruesome,
dogs.
wasn't it?
These are dead dogs. These are not.
They
I
are
was
dead.
told by Chris Picard, my normal co-host. Oh, no animals were hurt in the making of this film. Ah, BS, my friend, because these dogs were dead, and these were real dogs. And you know
Well,
something?
they weren't hurt in the making because they were dead.
Yeah, but
They weren't killed for the
somebody
film.
had to kill them, though, didn't
They
they?
probably got them from a
A
kill
lab.
shelter.
They got got them from a lab. They could have gotten them from a kill shelter.
But they were
that's
probably already
possible,
dead.
too.
Wouldn't you agree?
But I'll tell you this. Yes.
So
I
they
will
didn't get
say
hurt
this.
while making the film.
Well, that's kind of a moot point. These dogs have been annihilated for some reason or another.
Society annihilated them, not the filmmakers.
They are being completely and totally.
That was some cut they gave that dog.
Oh,
That
please.
good cut right around the abdomen.
Well, I have to tell you something. I closed my eyes through quite a bit of
I
this.
know you're an animal
film.
lover.
I could not stand it. But I think they're kind of the word escapes me. They're just taking advantage of these poor animals and for shock value. And that it really disturbs me when a film does that. There was a film I saw many years ago, back in the 70s, a film with Gerard Depardieu, and this is a classic. This is on the Criterion label to this day. The name of the film is called Maîtresse, and it's about a man with a mistress. There is a scene in there, and Gerard Depardieu admits that he once worked in a horse slaughterhouse. We see Gerard Depardieu string up a horse by its legs and hangs it in the ceiling, and then proceeds to slit its throat, and as the blood drains into the room.
That's horrible.
This is all done on camera,
Awful.
live. Horrifying. I tell you something, French films specifically are more cruel to animals, I find. There's also another one called, it's called, it's a very famous, well, I'll get it for you next week, folks. But we have a film made by, now there's Walkabout, that's an Australian film. But this is specifically a French film where we see young kids just killing everything, foxes and, but mostly animals in the forest and woods, etc. But it just gruesome.
They don't have filmmaking animal guidelines over there.
They truly don't.
There's no PETA, international PETA.
We have many
ASPCA?
times in the wonderful world of United States film, we saw Sam Peckinpah run a complete herd of horses literally down the side of a mountain. So just to run it all in slow motion. Now we had horseback riders on these horses. But many of the horses died in the fall, and John Ford is notably famous for murdering animals just for the sake of a scene.
Well, I can't abide by that.
It's
Animals are
thing.
precious beings that should not be abused.
So Raw is a disgusting movie, you will admit with that.
I could not agree more.
Yeah, it is disgusting. I did like the older sister in the film.
I thought she was very good.
She was very good. I liked her habit of...
She was attractive.
She was. But I liked her habit where she would run in front of cars, get possibly hit by the car, so then she could go over and eat the flesh off the dying
pedestrian, motorist.
Yeah, the motorists who were injured in the car crash.
Very ingenious approach.
You know, it really, I'm going to try and show.
Why is your fault?
I don't know. I'm sorry, sir. I don't know why that is.
It's okay.
I think we should move on.
Well, we must say Raw. Do we give it a yes or a no? I would say a yes to those that appreciate foreign cinema and those that like gory films. But if you are squeamish or an animal lover, I must say no.
Well, I give it a yes because I like the concept. I
do
like
too.
the idea that a young girl who's been deprived of meat all her life is suddenly obsessed. She gets her taste of meat. Now she's running to the refrigerator in the middle of the night just to eat raw chicken.
Disgusting. That scene was awful.
That was horrible.
Raw chicken terrifies me.
How about the scene when she accidentally cuts the finger off of her sister,
and then she appears to do something with that finger?
Oh my God!
She
her
eats
poor
it
sister,
like a corn in the cob.
Her poor sister just wants her finger back so she can go to the hospital and have it sewn back on.
But
Forget
sometimes, when you're hungry, you're hungry. What can you say? You're hungry.
Well, she tried to give her the finger, but it just didn't work.
I ate my tibia. What can you say?
I know, it's a horrible thing. So
but let's move on.
Let's move on to the. I'm gonna give Raw a yes.
Okay,
this
I
is
agree.
kind of a cult film. It's gone
Most
into cult
definitely.
status. It's really just a midnight kind of. It's just a midnight kind of movie that's just disgusting and revolting, and at the same time, it's unique.
Did you know it was directed by a female?
I did.
I thought that
most
was
of the grossest
interesting.
films on our planet have been directed by females, and that is the truth. I can go into foreign cinema quite a bit, and some of the most horrifying films. There's a wonderful film, Fiend Without a Face. There's a lot of stuff. Fat Girl. Some horrifying things that go in and...
Are you saying fat women are horrifying?
No. It's the name of a film.
It's called Fat.
It's called Fat Girl.
Really?
Yeah, and the director, it's a
Interesting.
female director, but she's wonderful. She's really got an eye for the absurd. She's almost like a female Lynch in the French cinema. She's just got an absurd sense of being. And
David Lynch's daughter Jennifer makes some weird films.
well, you know, Jennifer is. I think she's David without the talent. Personally, I'm not a great fan of hers.
What was that film she made with Bill Pullman? Surveillance. That was okay.
Oh, that's right. I did
That
like
wasn't
Surveillance.
bad.
Yeah, I did like
You
Surveillance.
know, one film of hers that disturbed me from the trailer that I never got to see was a film called Hiss, about the snake woman.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Did you see that film?
Wait, let me just wipe my face down here.
I did that for you.
Okay, well, listen, I think now it's time for...
Feature presentation.
That's right, our...
Feature presentation.
That's
feature.
right, our...
Feature presentation.
That sounds
Okay,
good.
very good indeed.
So shall we begin?
I think you're going to now give us your review.
I will.
of
Let's make
Pirates.
sure that we're on task here. I can't
We
see.
are indeed.
It's
Well-
very dark. I don't know why it's so dark in here. Maybe
Well,
I killed the lights
I
when I
don't
came
know.
in.
I don't know what's happening.
But yes,
Pirates of the Caribbean,
I did
Dead
see
Men's
Dead
Tell
Men
No
Tell
Tales.
No Tales.
There you
Pirates
go.
5. The fifth of the Pirates films. And I must be honest with you because
I'd
just
expect
want-
nothing
I
more
just
and
want to
nothing
be.
less.
You know,
Does that mean that sometimes you lie to me?
no, it doesn't, but it's a nice way to start the sentence. Don't
Okay.
you agree?
Well, I guess.
You know, I did not want to see this newest installment.
Then why did you?
Because I did it because I knew I was booked to come on this show.
Ah,
I knew that Mr. Christopher had surgery, so therefore I knew I had to come on.
rectal
He
surgery.
did have to have something
Hemorrhoids.
addressed. Yes.
I know indeed.
So, you know,
His H had to be prepared.
yes.
His preparation H.
It did. Dun, dun, dun.
Da-dun-dun. Hey,
So,
hey.
the fourth of the Pirates films.
Delayed on that one.
It's okay. I forgive you.
No, this is the fifth.
No, but I was going to say, the
Oh.
fourth of the pirate film, the last
Okay.
one that came out, I think it was called On Stranger Tides.
There you go.
It
Correct.
came out 5 years ago. I detested that movie. I didn't care what was going on screen to the point that it turned me off to the franchise. But I gave number 5, the newest one, a chance, and I must say that I enjoyed it.
Did you?
It was a return to form for the franchise.
Very good.
I felt that it was very entertaining. There were some good laughs. I thought that it tied everything together very well.
Oh, is this
Wh-
the final film?
Well,
or-
they were touting it as the final,
But
as studios go,
when
they
money
don't
is
know.
made-
They don't know how to say no.
They don't.
They cannot help leaving a potential breadcrumb for a further film.
Their wallets are never filled.
Never. And you know, I left the theater before. Usually, I stay for credits. I didn't think that this film would have an end credit scene. But I happened to read on the IMDb trivia for this film that there is indeed a post-credit scene that leaves a clue for another film.
Oh,
A return of a previous villain, apparently.
so it did a Marvel kind of
Pretty much.
thing at the end there where...
And after all, you know who owns Marvel?
Oh, there
Disney.
you go. There you go.
But I will say this. This film was entertaining. It had some very good set pieces. It was the shortest, thankfully, out of all the Pirates films.
How long was
At
it?
2 hours and 9 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah, they are long.
The others were pushing 3 hours most of the time.
True.
Two and a half plus.
Yeah, 2.5.
And this one really did tie things together. When you take the events of the third film and maybe forget the fourth, this kind of brings it together.
Okay.
And I was pleased to see the conclusion. This film, however, did have some slow moments for me. Some moments that I felt that my bones were getting very impatient in the seat. And I thought of you, actually, because
did.
you like to say that you look at your watch.
I do.
Now, I didn't look at my watch, but
Can you see your watch all right?
I haven't worn a watch in 15 years.
I believe that.
I tell time by looking at the sun. I can tell how far we are in the day according to the sun.
Exactly. Many
I'm
people,
very
there
good
are
at that.
people who are, you know... who
I
are-
learned that from an old friend, Lucy. I call him Lucy. but
Lucifer?
Lucifer is how you know him.
Yes.
He taught me.
Well, Lucy's a good friend of mine, too.
I know he is, and I know your friend, the Dark Lord, knows
My
him.
friend, the Dark Lord, does know Lucy.
Oh, tell him I said,
Lucifer.
what's up?
Oh,
If
you
he
know,
ever wants a part-time job evicting people, I'm the guy to go to.
I know.
He will be
You're the
wonderful.
go-to guy.
I have just a neighborhood for him.
I can tell that
I
that's
don't
true.
go to Miami.
Yeah.
He would love to go there.
I think
he
he
could
probably
use a
would
little
enjoy it.
sun.
You know, he can, too. But, you need a little bit of sun yourself.
Well, I'm a son of a bitch.
It's so true. And, and that's so true, my son.
Yes, but anyway, back to Pirates.
Well, all right.
I'm going to say a yes to Pirates.
Okay, Johnny Depp was standard
he
Johnny.
was the same. I think he's I think he can play this role in his sleep now.
Drunken Keith Richards.
He does it well.
Yeah.
The new lead is actually the main character of this film, for the most part, is the son of Will Turner, which is the son of
The Orlando
Bloom's character.
Right.
He is the lead. He's searching for his father. He wants to find a mystical trident that can basically reverse any curse that's ever been done.
Oh, very good.
And there's a female lead too. She's an astronomer, I should say, astronomer.
Oh, well, same thing.
And she's trying to find this trident as well, to find truth about who her father is.
Trident, which is the three-pronged spear.
Three-pronged spear that I have 20 of in my basement.
Wow, I'm not surprised.
And the villain in this film is the always wonderful Javier Bardem.
Love Javier.
I love Javier. And
I
his
love
wife was in the
Javier.
last of these movies.
Well, of course, he was just in the last Face.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
The Sean Penn film
With
that
Sean
you saw.
Penn film with Charlize
I've
Theron.
been meaning to watch that one.
Very fine indeed. I
And,
did love him in that.
I will be watching that. But
Hope you
anyway,
get to see that soon.
I will. I think I will. Maybe this weekend.
Very good.
I don't think I have too many evictions on the books.
All
But
right,
anyway,
good.
I'm going to say yes to Pirates. If you're a fan of the franchise, I really don't think I need to see another one after this.
Yeah.
What else can they possibly
do? We'll see when it comes out. It might,
do? It might be good. I don't know.
Once again, maybe they've got a little
Yes.
quality control that they're kind of a little proud of now.
Oh,
that they
yes, I
actually
think you're
garnered
right.
some good reviews about this film.
This
maybe
film has gotten decent reviews.
It has indeed. So maybe they'll, although I know that the fine folks at Variety, who I do listen to from time to time, they will let out they'll let out a little bit of a punning kind of, where certainly they always do it, where Pirates takes the booty for the
Oh, I
past
see.
weekend or whatever. But
It
they
did
were,
do well financially.
Yeah, it did do well. It beat out Baywatch, which is our next film, which I'm now going
Why
to
don't we just
review.
move right along?
We can move right into Baywatch. Now, Baywatch, of course, is based on the television show from the 80s.
90s actually.
Is it 90s?
That was
Yeah,
a
that's
90s
right.
program.
Pamela Anderson. She does make a cameo at
As
the very
does
end of the
Hasselhoff, I
film. She
believe.
looked terrific. David Hasselhoff was quite fun. The Rock is in this film. I was a little disappointed with the characters that they came up with to, the show had some... the show had some good kind of characters in there.
Did you watch the show?
And not much, but I was kind of aware that they all were, there was a, I guess there was just a sense of, even though we had a lot of bosoms bouncing and their slow-mo, run on the beach and so forth, there were characters that had some moral fiber on the show. And I think the show worked for so long because of that factor. I didn't seem to sense that in some of the characters. The one who plays CJ, for example, which is the character based on the Pam Anderson character, the young lady who plays her, I found her very superficial. And there is the beautiful little Alexandria Daddario.
Yes.
She is just
Her
magnificent.
second film with The Rock.
Her second film with
She
The Rock.
played his
She was
daughter
just in San
last year.
Andreas.
Yes.
Yeah, she was in that. And, this film is kind
And
of...
on True Detective.
Absolutely.
Season 1.
Oh my God! Well, that's the number one. If anybody here pays any attention to Mr. Skin, who is a guy who collects nude scenes from film, that is the number one scene of all time.
Mr.
When
Skin.
she seduces Woody Harrelson there.
Yes.
In a very for
She
me very
shows her assets.
She shows she thanks for the memories, as Woody Harrelson might say.
Oh, very nice.
But
You're quick.
she's a great actress. By no means she's just a very pretty face. Now I will say this: Zac Efron, who I have grown to have. I have great affection for Zac in the comedies lately that he's been pushing out. And he pushes out a lot of comedies. And he was in Mike and Dave's Wedding, Need Dates for a Wedding.
Need Wedding Dates,
And you
yes.
know something? He's hilarious. He was great in Dirty Grandpa with Robert De Niro, who was also excellent. I think that's one of De Niro's best acting jobs in such a long time, I can't even tell you. And it will go unnoticed because it is, in fact, a comedy. But Zac is wasted in this film. He's kind of a drunk. He's an ex gold medal winner in the Olympics, and they don't utilize him. He's kind of a bad guy. He kind of mouths off to The Rock. We have this. The Rock is in charge, and he's the new upcoming rookie, and he doesn't give a damn, and he gets drunk, and he doesn't focus. And
they grow to respect each other.
We have a murder mystery going on behind the scenes. Now, I will say this. that illustrious young woman. She's on a show, I believe, called Quantico. She is an Indian woman.
Yes, I know her well.
Oh my God.
She's in this film?
This girl is ridiculous hot. This girl is so incredibly beautiful. I don't know how she walks down the street. I don't know how she can go into any
You know,
building.
she's a big star in India.
Oh, she's mammoth. She is not big. She lives in a mansion on the hill. She's one of the select few that has done it all. She is, not only is she a beloved film star, but in India, as we all know, to be a film star, you also have to be a great singer and dancer and actor. And she's the big three. She's gone on. So now she's crossing over to American.
Give her props.
I'd like to give her some props,
I'm
if you
sure
know what
you
I
will.
mean. Hey.
A prop about 7 inches long.
But anyway, she's the bad guy in this film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's. This film is not great by any means. It was crushed
It didn't
in the
look great.
competition this past weekend by your beloved Pirates of the Caribbean. I can't say I like the film a whole hell of a lot. The characters that are comprised, there's no great shakes here. There's no great laughs here. The Rock is his standard tongue-in-cheek, never gets too serious, always has that kind of, I'm just ready to him to body slam everyone in sight at a given notice. But he's, The Rock has proved himself. This
He
is
certainly
probably
has come a long way.
This probably is going to be one of his few flops.
I agree.
I think because
His first one, right?
he's done 2 films, I believe, with Kevin Hart now. Is that correct?
I think he just did the one.
Okay.
Central Intelligence.
But he does. He did Central Intelligence.
He might be doing another.
He's done a lot of comedies, and this guy cranks them out, as we all know.
He's a busy man. He
He's
doesn't have a free
busy
moment.
man. He really doesn't. He's also
And
does
he's got a TV show.
on Cinemax.
Ballers.
I know.
Well, Ballers on HBO.
That guy just is. Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
And now he also has a reality
Workaholic.
show on HBO where he's
Workaholic.
helping to rehabilitate people in jail.
Okay. Interesting.
When does the man sleep?
I don't know when he sleeps, and apparently he doesn't need to.
Well,
So,
he's well, that's how you get to be the top paid actor.
Well, you gotta love him like a rock of ages. That's a
I have a
song
lot
about-
of respect for the man because I think
do
he's a
too.
good man.
I do too. I think he's a good guy.
I sure hope he does not run for president like he's hinting.
No, I hope he does. And listen, if Ronald Trump can run for president
I know,
and win,
but The Rock is a Republican. We don't
And
need
let me
another
say
one.
one thing to Donald Trump, if I may. In prison, no one can hear you tweet.
I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah, I wrote it. That's why you
That's
saw
when
it.
I saw it.
Okay, but anyway, so Baywatch, I'm gonna give it a no. However, if
I'm
you're
glad I didn't
home,
waste my
if
money.
you're home and you're sitting around and you're just, it comes on at 9 o'clock at night, you might just want to sit and watch it. It's kind of
I
entertaining.
may watch
There's a
it
few
one
laughs.
day on HBO.
There's a few laughs to be had, and the women are all beautiful. There's not there's no one in there that's going to, you're not going to lose your urban lunch there. Visually, it's a visual film, just for the pretty people. That's about it.
I'll look
folks.
for it on my CF.
I got to give it a no. Unfortunately. So I'm going to move right on now. I'm going to go in very briefly and review a film that Chris, wherever he is, he's probably getting anally probed as we speak by some mad
Wish him
doctor.
well, young lad.
Mad doctor in Hoboken, because Chris doesn't want to pay top dollar. He likes to get, things as cheap as he possibly can.
Well, he learned from me. I taught him.
So, there you go.
I gave him tips.
I bet you did. Hey.
Why do you think his butt hurts?
Let's talk about The Comedian, just for a brief moment.
Oh, I saw that film months ago.
I know you did. Well, I know Chris did. I'm not sure about you.
Well, no,
but
I saw it too.
You saw it with him?
Chris and I discussed it over
Oh,
coffee.
maybe you saw it. Okay.
Oh, I did.
Well, how do you drink coffee? I mean, doesn't it kind of just... I bet it goes right through you.
It really does. But luckily, there's nothing to be pushed out from the coffee.
Well, that's probably true also. So The Comedian...
With
it's,
Mr. De Niro?
This film lived and died on the script. The script of this film was so mean-spirited.
It was very mean-spirited.
It could have worked. Unfortunately, I think De Niro was the wrong choice to play a comedian because, I could see during certain scenes, De Niro was specifically when he was up on stage supposedly doing his comedic shtick.
At the comedy club.
He's reading off a teleprompter. He keeps glancing. We know he did not remember these lines. He is reading constantly. Also, I'd like to point out, as I mentioned to you during dinner tonight, that Jeffrey Ross, who I have great respect for,
He's
obviously
a very good comic.
wrote some of the comic bits, I'm sure. But this movie flopped big time. However, the female star, Judd Apatow's wife, the beautiful and talented
Leslie Mann.
Leslie Mann.
She steals the film.
the
It
film.
is her movie, really.
She has so much heart, so much soul, and her character is well written. So we know that the writers could have, in fact, written a good character for Robert De Niro. They chose not to. They chose to have him play this kind of washed-up character. He used to be in a show in the 60s, 70s, whatever it was, like a Honeymooners kind of thing.
And he hates that show.
Eddie, here's Eddie.
Yeah, he
hates
Eddie.
the show, but the film just is so mean-spirited. Got to give it a big no.
Well, you know,
Big no.
it's not the great film, but what I thought about it when I saw it was, I believed him in that role. I kind of felt that he was that comedian.
Okay.
I bought that he was that comedian.
No, I could see that.
Now, was it great material?
A bitterness
No.
that he
Yeah,
felt for the
but
people
I
that
bought-
put him where he is.
I bought the premise, and I
Okay.
bought him because I went into the film feeling rather skeptical of him playing a comedian.
But you had an open mind.
And I did have an open mind, and I am a fan
because
of...
your head is a skull, naturally your mind is probably more
There's
open.
plenty of space.
Probably more
But
open
you know,
than
the
the
thing
norm.
is, my brain is in the cloud.
In the cloud?
It's in the celestial cloud, so I absorb what was in my brain previously. It's still there.
Okay,
I know
well, I'm
it.
so glad
There
for
are
that.
molecules still floating.
Oh, God.
Regardless, I felt that I enjoyed the film for what it was, but it was by no means classic cinema.
It really mean-spirited film.
Very mean-spirited.
And it could have been saved
to the
by a
point
good
that-
script.
I agree, and I felt that it was one of those films where they kept pushing a joke that was dead 20 minutes prior.
Yeah.
Too many deliberate dick and fart jokes.
A lot of
and
dick
this and
jokes,
that,
a lot
and
of
vulgarity
poopy pants
for
jokes.
vulgarity's sake.
Goes into an old age home, does a whole big sing-along with
I couldn't take
I've got
that scene.
poopy pants. You know, it was very uncomfortable to watch De Niro on stage in almost every scene he's in. There's a big wedding scene where his goddaughter, I believe, is getting married to another woman.
Yes,
And
that scene.
we have a whole lesbian wedding going on, which had a warmth to it. And the other characters in the film...
Danny DeVito was his brother
Danny
in the movie.
DeVito played his brother.
This film has a lot of cameos, which is probably the most fun part of the film.
Patti LuPone is in this film,
She
a
is.
great actress on Broadway.
Cloris Leachman.
Cloris Leachman has a kind
They
of
propped her
celebrated
up
roast.
on an easel because she's almost
Right.
dead.
Yeah, well, she was supposed to be 95 in the
She's
film.
hot stuff coming soon to
But
me.
I don't well, it could be on your next platter of death there.
Oh, that's
One
true.
never knows, but I got to give the comedian a big no. And it could have been good. I think it
agree.
could have been good.
Don't make a priority to run out to see this one.
No, by no means.
Or don't
you know,
even
just
bother
kind
renting it for
of,
quite some time.
Yeah, it was very disappointing. And but Leslie Mann, if you're a fan
She
of
is the
hers,
best
my
part.
God, she is just wonderful in this film.
It's her film all the way.
Let us move on. We have another film starring the amazing Dan Stevens, who's everywhere nowadays.
You know, he is just exploding onto the screen.
Absolutely true.
And this film is called Kill Switch. Now, Kill Switch is a film that has, frankly, it's not really the most inspired title. There have been other films called Kill Switch, but regardless, it's a film you can watch right now. It is streaming on Amazon.
Okay.
I believe it's getting some kind of a release in theaters, but very limited.
What does the kill switch refer to?
It refers to this, a device that in the near future is going to be powering our planet. Basically, it's a new source of energy, and the kill switch is something that is embedded within it to prevent a catastrophe in case one is developing. Don Stevens plays an American man who's a physicist and also a NASA pilot who gets a job for this energy company in the Netherlands. He moves there with his sister and his nephew to take on this responsibility of getting this machine up and running. Now, it is two, basically, towers in the middle of a residential area, it seems, right on the bay or on a body of water.
Right.
It literally looks like two towers into the sky, and once it goes on, a big beam of light shoots into the sky.
Oh.
And the way the machine works is extremely complicated and convoluted, but the essence of it is this. Through this machine, it's able to create another dimension of, basically with another dimension, it makes a copy of our Earth,
Ooh.
but it does not copy the organic matter, only the materials that we would use to harness energy from. So therefore, it takes the dark matter, creates it into energy, makes a carbon copy of Earth, and sucks in that energy, reabsorbs it into our planet. This is extremely complicated material.
I guess.
Yes, I mean, it's not simple to explain. But the essence of the machine is it creates more energy and therefore you figure, given the kind of movie it is,
Yeah.
there's going to be some kind of a calamity.
I guess
The film is told through flashbacks,
Oh, okay.
but what I found to be
Now, why are they doing this? Why are they trying to beam things into
what they
space?
do,
Or
well, the beam of
carbon copy, or are they
well,
trying
they
to
tried
make
to-
another copy of Earth?
Well, yeah, because they see it as the future of energy for our planet because fossil fuels have ended.
Uh-huh.
There's
So
crisis.
this is set in the future.
Yeah, in the future.
Oh,
I did
okay.
say that, I believe. It's in the future.
All right.
And so there are these drones that fly everywhere that are controlled by this company that are doing security work. Doesn't matter. The point of the story is there's a calamity, and so Dan Stevens is the guy who has to save the day. But like I said, it's told in flashback, but all the present scenes are told through the first person, like Hardcore Henry,
Oh, no.
where all you see is the camera's eye, and
Oh,
it's supposed
no.
you see like an arm on the side here, and you see him running upstairs. It basically reminded me of a video game,
Oh, no.
and all you do is you hear Dan Stevens' voice.
I hated
You,
Hardcore Henry.
you only see
I
him.
almost got sick to my stomach about 12 times during that.
You know, that film is not for everybody. I liked it, but I hate first person. This film, you only see Dan Stevens, the star of the film, in
the old
flashback.
POV, no way.
You know, I did not enjoy that element of it. I did not think it
Gotcha.
added anything to the production.
I may have to not watch it now because
You
I
know-
was looking forward to it.
Well, I think it's worth seeing once. It's
Yeah.
not as nausea-inducing as Hardcore Henry.
Oh, good.
It's not. There is a lot of flashbacks, so you do get to see him,
Yeah.
but I just did not love the whole first-person element of it. But overall, it was a fun concept.
Okay.
I didn't feel that there was too much presented to the audience that we have not seen before.
Okay.
The budget is decent. The effects
Really?
are decent, but they're not perfect. Some of the shots appear a little fake. But overall, I would say it's a yes to watch at home.
Okay.
Don't run out to see it. If you like Dan Stevens, he's a rising star, and it's an interesting choice for him to do this film. But yes, that first person really, it kind
Throws
of
you off,
it
yeah.
brings you down a little bit, and for that I can't recommend.
I
But
gotcha.
check out the film once; you might like it. It's short.
All right.
It's an hour and a half or so.
Okay.
I don't know.
So
Let's
you're
move
going
on.
to get a yes or a no?
I'm
or-
having a hard time saying yes, but I'm having a hard time saying no.
Well, you know, you are kind of hard.
Yeah,
there, so...
you know what? I'm going to decide a maybe.
All right, good enough.
It's a maybe,
Okay.
and
well,
I'm going
you're
to be
kind
done.
of taking the cop-out way here. Can't you commit?
Well, okay,
It sounds like a no to me. If it's a maybe, then it's got to be a no.
but I like.
But a no with reservations,
but-
or a yes
yeah,
with
you know
reservations.
why? Because I think that Dan Stevens is a good actor.
He is.
I think he is going to become somewhat big as an actor.
He already has.
He
he's
has,
in
but he's
Beauty
not
and
a
the Beast.
household name yet.
Although we really only see him in Beauty and the Beast, we only see
Yeah.
Dan Stevens
He's
for
getting a lot of
literally
supporting roles. This is
10 minutes.
probably his first film as a lead that I can think of.
No, he did.
Well,
a
no, he
movie
did The
called
Guest.
The Ticket.
The Guest. Oh, The Ticket as well.
Guest
And The
and
Guest
Ticket,
is
yeah.
excellent.
I love The Guest.
Very good film.
Love The Guest.
But he's almost a villain
He's
in that film.
almost.
Yeah, well, I guess
he's a bad guy, man.
Well, he's an
He
anti-hero.
kills everybody. I mean,
Anti-hero.
pretty much. I mean, he's really a torturing. He's a Marine escaped from AWOL.
But
and
he's also an experiment victim, right?
He's a what?
Wasn't he experimented on by the military to become a super soldier, and that's why he turns bad?
Oh, is that what it
I
was?
think it was.
Oh, I thought he just
I thought that was the
escaped
premise.
and.
But he was messed up in the head.
Okay, yeah, I think he was messed up in the head. Yeah.
Regardless.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to change. I'll say don't watch Kill Switch.
Okay.
It's too confusing to explain, and I think
I
you
thought you
probably
explained it very well.
Did you like that explanation?
I did. I thought you did a good job.
Okay. I did the best that I could because it's very complicated. And I don't have much of a brain left.
Well, I can see
The
that.
molecules that are floating above me
Yeah, really.
sometimes fail me.
You know, I every once in a while I get the echo, you know, that there is no brain in there. You know, I got a little like a hello.
Well,
yeah.
there is a lot
so
of
then
space.
I like Dan Stevens. See, I'm sitting right next to you, so I get that kind of echoey thing going on. But all right,
Let's move on.
we're going to move right on here. We're going to go right into a 2017 film. It's in theaters now. It is called The Berlin Syndrome. This is a super cool little film. This is about a young tourist played by, I just told you her name. I believe it's Jennifer, oh shoot. Anyway, she was in Lights Out. That was just recently, she's a young
She's an
actress.
Australian actress.
Australian actress. Very beautiful young lady. She's on a tourist. She's just kind of visiting Germany. She gets picked up by a young man who we kind of can tell by his side glances off to our camera eye that he is not quite right. but he's a teacher. He has young students that he goes to and teaches with. There was a film from 1965 that I saw in the theater many years ago starring Terrence Stamp and Samantha Eggar called The Collector. And it's about a man who collects butterflies and then he decides to start collecting women. So he takes a woman from her place of work, he kidnaps her, he puts her in a van, he brings her home, he has a whole place with all her proper clothes sizes fit up, and I'm going into the collector now, but there's a strong parallel with the Berlin Syndrome. This woman very quickly into the film is seduced, and she's in love. They're in love. They're having an affair. And he brings her back to his apartment, and he never lets her go. She's now a prisoner in his apartment. So we now see that he's got a dementia going on here. This is a cruel film. There's moments of such uncomfort to watch this. It's a 2-hour film. It's an hour and 58 minutes long. I was literally on the edge of my seat half the time. Prisoner films are very difficult to watch. They just have a tendency to, we put ourselves in the eye of our female star, specifically in this film, who is trapped. She's trapped. We keep saying to ourselves, everything's a weapon. She can pick up anything and just bash him. But there's a sense of resignment. There's a sense of so many emotions that go through this young woman. I have to say, this is a beautifully made motion picture. It's mostly in English. However, there are some subtitles from time to time, but I highly recommend this film. It was a chiller thriller. I loved it. I give it a big solid yes, and it just got me.
Sounds good to me.
Kept me involved and so forth. So that's a big yes for that. So I'm now going to bring it over to the bone collector here. The Bone Man, Angelina Jolie's ex, one of the great films that she made.
The Bone Collector, yes.
Isn't
that with Mr. Denzel?
That was with Denzel, I believe.
Yes, it was.
No, was that Denzel?
Wait. Yes,
no. That was another film. The Bone Collector is, I believe, one she made with Ethan Hawke.
No, that's Taking Lives.
Oh, that is Taking Lives.
Taking Lives. No, Bone Collector is
Denzel, and he plays.
Yes. He's a paraplegic.
He's a paraplegic in a wheelchair, and he
Correct.
can only move his finger and his eye or something.
And he helps us solve a crime.
Right. He's a detective.
Correct. So anyway, let's move on.
Good movie, though.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed.
So we're going to do Before I Fall.
Yes, Before I Fall. Now, this is a young adult type movie. It's based on a young adult or fiction story.
Yeah.
So, I am not necessarily the demographic for this film. But I must tell you that I loved this film.
Really?
It was my favorite film out of everything that I've seen in the past week. I was surprised at how much I liked
Beautiful, Fantastic?
Yes.
Wow.
I loved this film.
All right.
And my voice is raising to a degree that I
can
have
tell
not
the
ever
emotional
experienced.
pitch is just reaching you into orgasmic
This
heights.
film was just interesting. It's broken down
Wow.
by the premise. I felt that this film is Groundhog's Day meets Memento without the murder mystery set in the life of a high school female.
Without the murder mystery?
There isn't a murder mystery. There is death involved, but there is not a murder mystery like
Memento specifically.
The way Memento's storyline unfolds, the way the character has to almost work backwards to figure out.
Right.
That is how this film works.
I got that. But this works the same way. It is a backwards kind of.
It's backwards in that the character keeps reliving each day, like in Groundhog Day and several other types of films,
well,
like
was
Source Code.
Source Code.
That's another one, and there's a couple other ones that I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
But yes, this film was very interesting. It was very well done, I felt.
Interesting.
We learn right away that this girl, it's Valentine's Day, or in the film they call it Cupid Day.
Of course.
And she is very close to 3 female friends, and they're going to school. And we see that whole day and how it progresses and how it ends at a big party at a fellow classmate's home.
Wow.
And we learn this right away. As they leave, there is a car accident. And so the film, she wakes up the next day, and each time she learns more and more about what happened. And then,
But do we go back in time?
We don't go back in time. There's no time travel element.
Okay.
It's her literally reliving each day over and over.
Oh, I see. Her memory is coming back to her as she's laying in bed.
It's almost like reincarnation.
Oh, all right.
So it's just like Groundhog Day, where she relives each day. At first, she's perplexed.
But she's reliving each day in her mind.
No, her life is rebooted.
Oh.
She goes
Oh,
back.
so this is like the Tom Cruise sci-fi movie.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yes, that's another one, just like that, where it's just
Interesting.
back to normal. Nobody else in the scene in the film knows what's going on. They're just living their life,
So,
and she's redoing it over and over and over, and she changes as the film progresses.
okay, that's just... So she's like Tom Cruise where she learns.
She learns,
after
yes.
she's
Just
killed.
Groundhog Day, the same thing.
After
She
she's
dies.
killed, and each time...
Yes.
Well, Bill Murray just kept waking up. He'd
That's
go
what
to
she does.
sleep.
She wakes up.
Oh, okay, she
the
wakes
same
up
exact
and,
way with
I
the
like
same
that.
ringtone.
I like that kind of film, though.
It's a fantastic little movie.
Loved it.
The actress is Zoe Deutsch. I
Right.
believe is how you say
That
her
is
name.
correct.
She is the daughter of the actress Leah Thompson,
Really?
and she's been in a
Leah
ton-
Thompson from Back to the Future.
Yes, she's been in a lot of films lately. She was
Really?
just in. We just saw her in Why Him with Bryan Cranston. She was the daughter.
Oh.
We saw her last week in Vincent and Roxy. She was the girlfriend of the brother.
Oh, no kidding. Wow, she's
She's getting a
fantastic.
lot of work, and she's
She was
beautiful.
also in, she
Very
was also
attractive
in
young woman.
Sam and Dave Need Wedding Days.
She was in that too, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah. No, she's
No, she
getting
is a
lot of work.
very
Interesting.
interesting
I like her.
actress.
No, I
I
like
think
her.
she's very capable.
She is. She can do
and
anything. She's
I thought
really,
that this was a star-making performance. I know
Wow.
I've used that before,
No, you haven't.
but she is luminous. Well, I've used it with other women. I used
Oh.
it to reference
I bet
Gemma
you say that to
Atherton.
all the girls.
Well, you know it works. They like to hear it.
They like to hear it. Damn it.
Ba-ba.
Ba-dum-bum.
But I must say, this film, I was moved by it.
Okay.
I was engaged in the story. The music, I loved it. It's a lot of synth, a lot
I'm
of...
engaged in your review.
It's great.
I can't
This
wait
is
to
a
see it.
fantastic film.
I
Her
can't
mother
wait
in the
to see
film
it.
was played by Jessica Biel, who looks wonderful.
Really?
Not Jessica Biel. Jennifer Beals
Oh, Jennifer Beals
from
from,
the 80s
Flashdance.
Flashdance.
Right.
Forgive me for saying the wrong actress.
No, you're forgiven.
I just
Nobody would
really
say anything against you.
enjoyed this film.
I can tell.
I
I'm going to
was,
see it.
I was
I'll watch it
not
tonight.
wanting it to end.
I'll watch it tonight.
I
can't wait
loved
to see
it.
I can't wait
Check
to see
out
it.
Before I Fall. It's a wonderful film. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it.
Wow.
Two big enthusiastic yeses.
You mean one. One big yes. I'm the other yes. You can't give it two big yeses.
One for each thumb.
Oh, I see.
I guess I should have said two thumbs up.
Oh, I thought you were sitting on one thumb.
All right. Well, you know, I'm very
Because I saw
tired.
you about to rotate here, so
I'm very tired, and I found that this leather jacket is very warm.
I bet it is.
It's
too.
very warm.
You would have been better off in the monk's
I was
frock.
gonna wear my monk's frock, but that's
I
also
wish you
very
would have.
warm.
No, it's not at all.
No, but when
It's as thin as this.
but when I go to the Urban Hood, I have to wear my leather jacket.
Well, that's understood. I mean,
I have to do that
I don't know why you do. But
because I'm urban.
I guess, yeah.
It's
Otherwise,
very
they'll
simple.
just play xylophone on your chest.
The slumlord must wear leather.
I guess he must. All right.
But
Well,
let's move on.
I'm going to have the last word
Please do.
on a film called The Last Word.
The last word.
And this film, I really enjoyed this movie quite a bit. Much more so than I thought I would. I was kind of almost dreading watching it, but I wanted to see it. Shirley MacLaine is in the film, but the beautiful and illustrious and wonderful little actress in her own right, Amanda Seyfried,
I almost watched this film.
is wonderful in this film. But this is really a trilogy of people that are in this film. Shirley MacLaine, and I got to give it to Shirley MacLaine, man. I mean, this woman she's up there. She's in her 80s. She hasn't had any kind of facial surgery or Botox or anything.
She's older than Warren, correct?
She is the real deal. She is just a beautiful looking woman. There's no question about it. She's authentic, she's real, and she's never gone in for the Hollywood bullshit of reconstruction and so
Thank
forth.
God.
I love her. I really do.
But is she older than Warren Beatty?
They are half brother and half sister. I believe Warren is older.
He's older, right?
Yeah, I believe he is.
I thought he was too.
Yeah, I think so. But
She looks older.
Well, I don't think so. But men age a little better than women very often. There's a
We do.
testosteronal thing there. Well, look at you.
I don't look a year over 104.
You look just as good as you did.
Is this my good side, or
probably
is this my good side?
You look as good as the day you died.
I know. That's
so
what I've been told.
I think you look. terrific.
I like my
really
appearance.
do.
I'm pretty happy with it.
I think you should be.
I
think
use
you should
Dentine
be.
every day.
Well,
I chew Dentine.
Well, thank
and
God
I use
you
Colgate.
do. Well,
Continue.
and you don't even need to use deodorant because
I don't sweat.
Bones don't sweat.
No, I don't do that.
But getting back to The Last Word, this is a movie. This is really this is a performance by Shirley MacLaine. She is a very horrible person. Okay, and she is reading every day obituaries in the local paper. written by Amanda Seyfried, and she now wants to. She feels that she's probably going to die soon. She's suicidal. She feels that her life is over. She has no one in her life to love anymore. She feels that the things are gone. She just wants to die. So she wants Amanda Seyfried to get to know her so she can write a proper obituary for her. And so, in the meantime, Shirley MacLaine meets a young black girl. This girl is no more than 8 years old. If she's 10, I'd be shocked. Now, this little girl is a firecracker. The F-bomb comes out of this girl's mouth like you would not believe, but she's hilarious.
I think I know where the storyline goes.
She is hilarious. So, we have these three people. We have Shirley MacLaine, we have this young black girl, and we have Amanda Seyfried. And very slowly, you know, we go back and forth through men and characters, and Amanda starts to do some research and interviews friends of Shirley. We find out that she was always a woman who spoke her mind. She always had, you know, whatever she had on her plate, it was true to form. She never lied. She was always very true to herself. So there's that moralistic background climate that Amanda Seyfried is pretty much almost on the same level of moral fiber. So we have a bonding here. And the little black girl, who for some odd reason always seems to get away from her mother to go on these trips with Amanda and Shirley MacLaine, well, I'll tell you, it's hilarious. There are moments in this film where my little heart cried because I was so moved by the relationship and this is just great writing. We talk about a film like The Comedian, and how bad the writing was, and how characters were destroyed. And a film like this, like The Comedian specifically, where it could have been so much better, well, the last word really gets it right. It just everything comes together. It was so heartwarming. And is it a family film, as you like to tout? And so does Chris, for that matter. He likes mentioning that a film is for the whole family. So, is this film for the whole family? I have to say, because of the little black girl's language in this, no, it's not. But she's hilarious. You know, the F word is kind of in our blood now. It's so constant, and it's not where people don't say it anymore on television. Now they just bleep it out. It's so constantly in use. I'm waiting for them to use it on sitcoms and just bleep it out because it's getting to that point.
Because you say the F word, you say the N word, you say the C word. We know what those words are.
Well, the F word is different. The N word that's a racial slur.
I agree.
The C word.
But we still know what word it is.
The C word, well, true, but the F word, the word fuck is the word I'm referring to, and the word fuck we use it so much. It's just fucking this, fucking that, blah 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 blah. It's just constantly in use by all forms of life. Everywhere you go, you hear that word. You don't hear the N word because we keep it under wraps because it is a word. It's absolutely true. It's a word that is a racial slur, and if only black people are allowed to use the N word. And that seems to be the unrivaled and most hypocritic.
It is, but I don't have a problem with that.
Well, you know, it does bother me that they will allow themselves to call each other the N-word, but that we're not allowed to.
But they put a spin on it like AH at the end instead of the R.
Well,
it's
no, it doesn't matter. If I said it to a black person,
I know
he's going to get
feel.
upset at me, or maybe not. I don't know. It's not for me to find out.
You know, there are really no good words for white folk to call each other. There's no.
Well, we have cracker, hunky.
You know which one I just learned about recently that I've heard?
Homie is good.
I like peckerwood. You're a peckerwood. I just looked up the meaning the other day. Do you know what peckerwood is?
It's wood that's made.
A peckerwood is a term for a poor white person.
Really?
You're a peckerwood. That's what you call a poor white person.
You know, so glad.
And you know how I know that word?
No.
Because I hear it used all the time in the slums.
Oh, my God.
When I'm evicting people, they're calling me a peckerwood when I'm throwing them out.
Are there hash marks on their deck?
There might be.
Oh, okay.
People don't know how to clean up after themselves.
Well, you know, I think
their underwear has skid marks, hash
probably
marks,
have hash
and
marks
everything.
on their dick, too, but not necessarily their deck. But
not true.
Regardless,
but we digress.
Yeah, no, it's very true indeed. But the last word, I loved it.
So yes?
Yes, absolutely. It's a big yes for me.
Sounds good.
Very, very good indeed. It was just heartwarming and wonderful.
I'm very happy to hear it.
Yeah, it was great. It was great stuff. So we're now going to do a recap.
Why don't we? That's
everything
a good
that
idea.
we saw. Okay.
Very good idea.
The Bone Man here, the urban...
The slumlord.
The slumlord.
The slumlord.
I like how you lean forward to get that point
I
across.
must state who I am.
All right, the slumlord and I both loved this beautiful Fantastic.
That's a big yes.
I have to give A Cure for Wellness a bit of a no. Your feeling on
I
it?
give it a little bit of a yes because of the production value.
You know, I'm going to go along with you.
Let's
I'm going
do
to
it.
change my
I
review.
think the film deserves that.
I think it does too. It is
Not a great film.
it's a visually stunning movie.
There are
though.
worse films to recommend.
Absolutely true. We have to remember
So,
that
yes.
at all times.
Yes.
It is definitely a yes.
It has merit.
Absolutely.
Like
Raw.
your hair.
Raw.
Raw,
I give it a yes.
I give it a yes also.
I give it a yes because there's nothing out there like it.
There is not.
It's disgusting. It's gruesome. It's horrifying, and it's indecent to animals everywhere.
And I recommend you eat something carnivorous while you watch.
I'll tell you something though. It's a very cannibalistic film.
It
and
is.
It's
It's about
disgusting.
cannibalism on a campus.
Absolutely, it is not for everybody. It's a hard R rating.
It is.
Without doubt.
say the least.
We have some. It's visually beautiful and yet visually disgusting, which is almost kind of a Lynchian. I use that term to reference my god of directors, Mr. David Lynch, who has that ability also to make something just grotesque, nightmarishly beautiful at the same
I'm glad
time.
you got that out of you.
I'm so glad I did too, because it's hard to get anything out
Shut up,
there.
Tom.
But, okay, Pirates, you're going to give it
I'm going to give Pirates a yes because it's a return to form for the franchise.
Okay.
Worth seeing, better than the last one, and I say check it out.
Okay.
You could see something worse. Let's put it that way.
Gotcha. Baywatch, I'm going to give it a thumbs. I'm going to give it a no. I can't say really much about it. It's visually, it's easy on the eyes. You got a lot of beautiful people there, but beautiful people do not
But
a
no
great
substance.
film. Beautiful people do not a great film make, so I got to give it a no. Next film is The Comedian. I'm going to give it a no. I just so badly. It was just a mean-spirited film. It just should be forgotten.
I'm going to give it a no also. Why not?
Yeah, I think
The only really good thing to recommend is Leslie Mann.
Leslie Mann is wonderful. Mr. De Niro gives a solid
He
performance.
does. He
I
does
just
his
think
job.
This film went south because of the script. The script could have saved this movie and yet decided to go ugly and therefore ruined the whole,
Ugly is a good
whole
word.
premise of the film. Next film, we have The Kill Switch.
Kill Switch with Dan Stevens. You can watch it on Amazon if you will. I was conflicted, but I'm going to have to say a no. It's just the first person element just turned me off.
Now, me as a movie buff, should I?
I think for you, for hardcore movie buffs, a yes. For the average movie watcher, the casual movie watcher, I'm going to say no. So it's a mixed.
Okay.
A yes to some, a
Fair
no
enough.
to others.
Fair enough. The Berlin Syndrome, a big yes for me.
I look forward to that.
I love this film. Just creepy, a thriller. Just had me on the edge. It just
Cool.
just got me.
Very
Okay, next we have Before I Fall. Major
Major yes for Before I Fall.
Obviously.
Major yes.
So,
I
you liked
loved
it more
it.
than this beautiful. I said that before.
You know,
but
and I
said you
really
did.
liked this beautiful everything.
I know
I
you
really
did.
did. But
I know
I
you
just
did.
something about this movie, I loved it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it
Yeah.
this very
Yeah.
night
I
because
felt-
of your review.
I liked it, and I think maybe it was just the music was so enveloping. There was such atmosphere that it presented, and the female lead was excellent. I thought she really captivated us as an audience.
Okay.
And I just was moved by the story. I liked it a lot. There's a lesson to be learned, and it's very good film.
Yeah.
I
You know, I
liked it a
love
lot.
Neon Demon for the music. The
Yeah,
music,
Neon
that
Demon is
ethereal
great.
synth.
I
kind
love
of-
the synth. It's a part
kind
of a genre called new retro. It's
Precisely.
great.
It
Also
is indeed.
called outrun music. Outrun.
Okay.
Like you're going to outrun somebody.
Okay.
Outrun music, new retro.
All right.
That's the genre.
All right. Very good. Interesting indeed.
Throwback to the 80s is really what it really is.
All right.
With the synth.
But the film itself is just
It's
It's
fantastic.
got that Groundhog Day kind of feel.
It does,
to
yeah. And
which
I
to
will
some
say
people
this, they don't like it.
Some people don't like it.
There
It's
are
true.
people that don't like the repetition of films like that.
Yeah,
And
Edge
if
of
you don't like that,
Tomorrow
Edge of
and-
Tomorrow, Source Code, Groundhog Day, if you don't like those movies, you're probably not going to like this one. But if you like those movies, check it out. I
Yeah, but-
implore you.
But the heart and soul of the film
It's
is
great.
wonderful.
It's great. I liked it
I
a lot.
loved it. Okay, cool.
I hope you like it.
I hope so too. And the last word, I loved it. I loved it. I did love it. For me personally, I loved the film. And I definitely give it a yes. Absolute, 100%.
And
All right.
and next week we will be reviewing the big film.
We'll be filling the Woman of Wonder herself, Mr.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. who was Miss Israel in 2006.
She definitely
Just
was.
a lovely, lovely lady.
The film looks
I
interesting.
hear that DC got it right this time. They didn't give
It's
too
about
much
time.
of a phony baloney essence to the backstory. They really made it real. They made it feel real. We have two different other actresses, age 6, age 12, playing Wonder Woman, growing up into the illustrious beauty that is Gal Gadot. You can also see Gal in that movie she made with John Hamm, about the
Keeping Up with the Joneses.
Keeping Up with the Joneses,
Yes.
with Zach Galifianakis.
Indeed.
I kind of like
And
that
Isla
movie.
Isla Fisher.
She is so outrageously beautiful.
She really is.
She's ridiculous hot, almost not as hot as the woman from Quantico, the Indian woman from Quantico. That woman, she's like Angelina Jolie escalated to Indian, big, brown-eyed, beautiful,
Indeed.
luscious lipped lady that she is. Oh my God. How outrageous is that particular woman? And I should know
Beautiful
her
women
name.
should be applauded.
Her last name is like Paduta.
Yeah, you're right.
Panera or something like that.
Not Panera Bread.
Not Panera Bread. No, we're not going to have a... Although I'd like to make a sandwich out of her. Hey.
But next week, so
But,
we will be reviewing that. Well, you will be.
next week we
I don't
will.
know where I'll be next week.
Well, hopefully...
I'll
you
be
won't
pushing people out of the dumpster.
Well, hopefully you won't be pushing up daisies.
Ba-dum-bum.
Because we don't want to see that.
But
so.
as I've heard Mr. Christopher say in many episodes, check out Film Banter on YouTube. Check out Film Banter on Facebook. Just like the page, follow, interact, and share.
Okay.
And interact with them via Gmail. Filmbanter@gmail.com is the address to reach us, I believe.
Yes, indeed.
And next week, Mr. Darrell will be seeing you, and I will see you sometime in the near future.
Well, we hope so.
And if you are on my list, and you are in the projects in East Harlem,
Yeah.
I'm coming for you tonight.
That's right.
45 minutes.
He's checking his list. He's checking it
I
twice.
check it 3 times.
That's right. Once, twice.
We will see you next
3
week.
times a lady.
Same banter time,
There you
same
go.
banter
We'll see you.
channel.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. We love
We'll
you.
see you.